Hi everyone! Today I thought I would do this little cute cat picture. This is from Meine Reise Durch Europa by Rita Berman, and I did actually have someone say how cute they thought the cat was, so I thought it might be a nice one to do next on this page. So let's have a zoom in and oops, I can't zoom in anymore. Can't push my book any further away. There we go. So there's our cat. So he's sleeping on a lovely pile of books with some roses near him. Now I've got my Derwent Chromaflow pencils to use today. I thought I would go with those. I've only got 24 in the set, which makes it nice and easy for us to find some colours to use. Now I'm picking out first the Flame, which is like an orange colour. And I'm going to start with these roses. I decided to do them orange. I don't often do roses in an orange colour. I thought would be fun. I usually go for pink or red. So what I'm going to do is put a layer of orange across the whole rose like that to start with. And then I'm going to think about where it's going to be a little bit darker. So in the middle here. And then against this folded part here, excuse me, and then down here I've just been using some pastels for probably yesterday's video, and I think it's got a bit dusty in the air around here, but that's okay. So there's that one, and we'll do the same with all of the others and be nice and fun and easy to follow. So just doing a layer across and then a darker layer in the middle. You can use a different colour if you want a darker orange colour. I don't have a darker colour. I could have started with a lighter one with a sort of yellowy colour, and then just trying to work out quite what's rose there, I think that is. Start with the yellowy colour and then use the orange for the darker parts. It's up to you. And of course you could use any colour for your roses, you have to go for orange. And you could do them all different colours. I've got a limited colour palette here with my 24, so I thought if I did them all the same colour, it wouldn't use up so many colours, so it would make my colour decisions later a little easier. Now these roses have got little dots on. Now I suspect they might be supposed to be water droplets or something like that, but because they're so small, I'm not going to worry about doing anything different with those dots. Just leave them there to decorate our rose with Rita's pretty drawing. So I hope everyone's well, happy, and sort of, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to prepare a little bit for Christmas. I've done quite a bit of shopping. I always do my shopping quite early. I usually, by the time Black Friday comes, I've usually done all my shopping. That was a mistake, it should be darker there, not there. I'm just going to get my eraser. Just going to rub it on a little bit of scrap first. So, where did I go wrong here? Just going to erase that back. There. Grab my brush. This brush has got pastel dust on it. I should just brush it off on the side of my desk. Brush off that. Okay, so back to this darker along here. There we go. So yeah, I've done quite a lot of my shopping. The children, the husband's decided he's gonna he wants to buy the children computers, so that's easy. I don't have to buy them much more. Get them a few little things, but that's okay. And so it's just other people really. I don't buy for that many people, so it keeps it fairly easy. Okay, that's our orange. Now I'm going to do the leaves. I'm going to use this foliage colour. It's a favourite of mine in the set, and I think it goes well with the orange. It's not really a rose leaf colour, but I don't think that matters. So I'm going in with more layers nearer to where the rose is and then less towards the edge of it. Simple technique, and we shall use it for all of them. If you find it tricky to get it looking lighter on the tips, put a little bit of a darker colour in here, or go back and put more layers on once you've coloured the leaf. It can be worth spending a little bit of time on it, just getting it looking how you want it to look. You might quite like it if it's just an even colour. I like it to be slightly uneven, so it looks slightly darker in areas than others. But to get it, it's worth spending time trying to get that transition of colour even, because it looks neater. So one of my sons is on a geology field trip today. He's going to a quarry, but he doesn't know which one or where, and we were only told about it yesterday. So unfortunately, poor lad, today he only has one short lesson normally. So he'd saved his homework up to do in his free periods, and he's got to go. You can see my lead is getting a bit bendy, it really needs sharpening. I'm trying to eke it out. I don't know if you do the same thing with yours. I'm going to sharpen it. So he had to do some homework last night, and he did about a couple of hours last night, and he's going to have to do a couple of hours tonight as well, because he's got this trip, and he would have had about 5 hours in the day today to do it. So it's a bit of a shame really that he didn't know. He would have done it at the weekend or whatever had he known. But the teacher just said, oh, we're going for a field trip soon, and didn't actually tell them which day it was on. So I don't know if I've been sent a list of dates. I need to check. I don't think I have. So fortunately he could get prepared quite quickly. He only missed one lesson, so he could message the teacher and tell them. And the teacher told him to revise because he's got a test coming up. So he was going to do that anyway. And so he's off to a quarry with his walking boots and hard hat. So he's looking forward to it. He does. Oh, I've missed that circle. Look, that needs to be in the orange. So he enjoys those. Off in a minibus to wherever it might be. It's quite local usually. There is a quarry quite near here. I'm grabbing the orange for that little one there. So it might be that one. Well, I'll find out later. Okay, next I'm thinking about doing the background next, so that I know what other colours to use. Because if I leave the background till last, I might have run out of colours. I'm not sure what colour, because we've got roses, we could be outside, but we've got books, we could be inside. A bit confused. I think I'm just going to I might do a light blue. I think it makes for a nice background anyway. So here's the light blue, and I'm going to do it quite lightly. I realise it's called light blue, so it's quite light anyway, but I don't want a hugely dark background. Now you could miss out the background entirely if you aren't keen on doing a background at all, but these small pictures are quite a good way to practice a background because it's not too daunting. I realise that if you have a huge double page in a big book and the background is big, oof, it can be quite a challenge, especially if you colour it in pencil. It can take a long old time, lots of layers. You know, sometimes I've done backgrounds before, it's taken 10 layers of pencil. That's some time commitment, whereas this background, it's not going to take very long. It's just a few little sections. I'm just leaning my pencil on the side to keep it light. I'm trying to get the background reasonably even. You can, if you want, do it darker in certain areas. Rita's done these little dots in places, which indicates, I've missed a leaf, that that she thinks it should be darker. So you could do it a little bit darker in those areas if you want to. I've just made the decision to keep it light and even. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't always do that with the background. It just depends on my mood, the picture, and that sort of thing. So where are we going down here at the bottom? I think we've got a little bit there, but I think that's probably it. You notice I've coloured over these bits from the cushion because I think they're like little ties, so I don't think they would have a colour as such. I think I am just going to grab the green and do that leaf there that I missed. I'm really wondering whether that is a leaf. I think I'm just going to colour it as one. There. Okay. So now we have got books and cat. I think we'll do the cat next because I've got to think about what colour to do the cat. I think I'm going to do a grey. Let's think about what I've got actually here. Maybe a grey and black. So I'm going to grab the grey. It's called Platinum. It's actually quite pale, but I think because we've got a blue background now, it'll work. And I'm going to go over the whole cat in this platinum colour, trying to get an evenish layer. Now, because this is quite pale, it's a bit easier, I think, to get it more even looking. I don't know if you agree. But, just looking at the time all of a sudden because I'm suddenly really hungry. But anyway, it's only it's too early to eat. But anyway, I'm sure I'll be okay. I didn't eat much yesterday. I wasn't in the mood for eating much, so I'll be just trying to make up for it. I've got some leftovers in the fridge which are calling me. Some roasted chickpeas. Right, now I'm going to go in with the black. Now because it's black, we need to be careful. We don't want to scratch it down and put really dark black areas. The first thing that I am going to do though are these bits, and these could do with being quite dark, and so you can use this as a sort of practice and think, how hard am I pressing to get this stripe, because we're going to use some black on the main part of the cat as well, and you don't want it too dark. So you can test your pressure here, or you can also test it on a scrap paper, because I'm thinking that under here there's going to be a bit of shadow, and I want to mark that on with this black, but I don't want it to be really dark, so just little bits of black faded out. Inside the ear like that. Where else here? Maybe a little bit more. And what I'd like to do is give some fur. So I'm going to do little tiny lines on our cat to give him or her a bit of fur. Now these need to be really small because the cat is very small. It can just be a touch. It don't need to be too dark. It's going to still be visible. It's quite tricky sometimes when you're doing this sort of thing to get the balance right between what looks like you've been trying to imitate fur and what looks like you've been scribbling on your picture. So you might want to fiddle around with it a bit until it looks how you want it to look. I'm not going to go any more than that, I don't think. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm going to fiddle with it just a bit more. Don't make them too even either. You know, you don't want lines or stripes forming unless that is the act, unless you want to make the cat into a stripy cat. There, I'm going to make that do. Right, cushion. I like the idea of a red cushion with white polka dots, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use my scarlet and colour in the cushion. I'm going to do a fairly even tone of scarlet if I can to start with. It's quite a vibrant colour, which is nice. And it doesn't take a lot of pressure to get a lot of colour out of it. I'm thinking that split might be a slightly different colour. Maybe it would have been white. Maybe that's a white filler. But never mind. Coloured it now, so we'll have to do something else with it. Now, if you can't avoid these polka dots, if you're finding it a little tricky, if you've got a white pen, you can go over them in that, so you don't need to worry if you've coloured over them. So, but you know, it's up to you. I prefer not to go over them, but I'm not going to worry if I do. I'm not sure. I think that's just a line, it's not a dot. So my one son's off on a field trip, so I'm going to make that a bit darker. My other son has got a trip tomorrow. He's going to a university for some chemistry lectures, which sounds like a lot of fun. He's not thinking of doing chemistry at degree level. He's thinking of doing AI. He likes his maths and computing, but he just finds chemistry a lot of fun. So it's going to be a fun trip for him, hopefully. There we go. I'm going to leave that there, apart from that. Oh, such a cute cat. And Rita's so good with her cute things. Now I have the books left to do. And what I'm thinking is I would quite like some gold detailing on each book. And it's quite small, so we're going to do it we're going to cheat and do it easily. So we're going to use the golden sun. What we're going to do is just make it a little darker here and lighter towards the middle, so we get what might look like a little bit of shiny gold. We're only using one colour to do it because it's small and it's nice and easy like that. And so a bit more on the edge and leave a white gap to try and indicate shine. And we'll do the same on every book, and then we'll colour each book in a different colour. I think I'll make those two bits as if they're two gold bits. A bit on here. It's going to be a bit tricky. Just a little dash here and there. And what to do with this one? We'll do that bit first. That's easy, and that bit. I think we'll make these lines gold. Just put a little bit in the middle and on the outsides of each. Up here. Same thing. A little bit on the edge and in the middle. So the outside ones, do them on the edge, where they're right on the edge of the paper. Same here. And then do a little bit in the middle where the cross is, leaving some white paper. Just two little bits. There we go. Is that us? Yeah. So now what colour are we going to do the books? Well, I think we will start with a dark green. I'm thinking they're sort of leather bound books, and they're usually in quite dark colours. So this is the basil. So I'm going to leave a little bit of shine because I'm thinking not as much as we did with the gold, but just a little bit fainter in the middle, because that will give us the impression that the book is more rounded in shape. And also if it's leather, it will have a little bit of shine to it. I used to have a few leather bound books. Well, my Bible is leather bound actually, but it's white and it's got gold edged pages. It's so nice. I remember looking at it a lot as a child. I didn't read it much because it's quite heavy, isn't it? But I used to enjoy looking at it. I've got pictures. It's got pictures. I used to like looking at the pictures. It's violet. It's got pictures of the places mentioned in some parts of the Bible, but modern day, as it was then in 1973, modern day pictures. What's quite funny actually is it's got a little inscription written in. So we're doing the same as the other one, doing it darker on the outside and lighter towards the middle. And it's got my christening date on it, which was the 23rd of December 1973, and the 23rd of December is the day I got married. I set the date without even thinking about the fact that it was my christening date. It's really quite cool. My mum thinks it's really fun as well that I picked that day. I've just realised that this is a book that's turned the other way. We'll have a think about that in a minute. I want to do a little bit of gold on that line there and this one here, which I seem to have completely forgotten. Okay, next I quite like a red book, and we have got a strawberry colour. But yeah, I treasure that Bible. I think most people would. And I've read bits of it. I think some of it's a bit hard going. But the children found it interesting when they were studying RE. They studied lots of different religions, which I thought was good. And they used it at times as well. Pages moving around a lot. I think my mum has got her father's Bible. I don't think she had one. I'm trying to think. She did have a copy when I was growing up, but it wasn't a really precious one. Okay. Now that purple one is violet. I quite like to do a blue. And I think we'll do this, it's called denim, but it's quite a dark blue. And we'll do it for this one. I hope you can see. Yeah, we'll do it for this one. Because there's not so much of it. I was worried it might look really similar to the violet, but I don't think it's that similar. So what we're doing with this one is leaving our little lighter gap in the middle. And the same here. I've got a bit of orange on there, but we'll just colour over it. Now the page edge, we could do it in gold. My Bible's got gold edges on its pages, but I don't think we will. I think we'll just do it, yeah, we'll do it this colour. We won't leave it white. We'll do it in the burnt sienna, and we'll just do a really, really gentle light. So I've got my hand a long way up the pencil. I'm using it on its side really gently just to get a tiny bit of colour. I don't want it to look like it's really dirty. I just want it to look like it's a little bit old. And our last one, I've got a pink or a brown. I think I'm going to go for brown. I could have done black, but I think brown will be better. This is the natural brown. It's quite dark, sorry, as you can see. So with this one it's a bit more complex because we've got quite a bit going on. I can't hold my book, it's going to have to wobble. Sorry, my frozen shoulder hurts when I put my other arm up to hold the page, so it's going to have to wobble a bit. So I'm trying to put more layers at each side. It's a bit hard with the page wobbling, I'm sorry. And put a bit there. I'll hold it with my little finger, that's it. And a bit here. What I want to try and do is make these ones a little bit darker than the ones in the middle. It's quite tricky because they're very small. But just add that brown. There! I think we're finished. Oh, that's a shame. I was really enjoying that one. But anyway, what I think I might just do actually, see we've got these dots in the sky. I'm going to experiment. I'm going to grab this blue fine liner and I'm going to follow some of these dots with a blue fine liner just to see what happens. It's going to darken the areas that Rita has told us to do a bit darker. And it's a bit easier on a smaller page to use a fine liner rather than trying to apply extra layers of pencil in this little space. I feel like Colour Bright Bex. She does lots of brilliant fine liner. If you want fine liner help, wow, go to her videos, they're amazing. I'm going to leave it there though. That was quite fun. dot 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 dot. So there we are. There's our cat. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much for watching, and happy colouring.